Hey guys, what to have you here. I had this product recommended to me actually by a friend of mine that is a makeup artist, so that kind of piqued my interest there just by itself. And just as kind of a little technical update, for right now, I have decided what I'm going to do is do these YouTube lives. That way, I've tried to do the like record, and then when I did that, there was an error in uploading and I lost the entire video the other day. So I'm just kind of going to do the YouTube live things, which means that it's not going to be edited and all that kind of pretty stuff. But you know how YouTube works. If you want to fast forward it, fast forward it. If you're looking for something specific, look for something specific, totally fine. But these Get Ready With Me's are going to be a little bit longer, just until I get a little bit more comfortable with the platform. And I actually have a friend who's going to sit down with me and kind of show me the ropes of editing and stuff. So things will be getting better, but for now, this is how we're going to do things. So let's get right into it. Oh, before I do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. If you love this video, if there's something specific that you would like to see, please let me know. I'll be happy to show you. But today we're talking about BoxyCharm. It is a subscription box once a month. They send you 5 to 6 full-size products. They promise that it will be This is June, no, I'm sorry. I signed up at the end of June. So this is June's box, and July's box is also already on the way. I figured we would do June, and then when I get the July box in, I will show you guys that as well. But it comes with this whole little like explanation. It's Caribbean Queen, now we're sharing the same, sorry. That's all I think about when I see this. But it gives you a description of what everything is. It tells you what SRP is for everything. So the Alamar Rihanna del Caribe, which is the palette in here, is $28. The Baddington lashes are $28. The Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Bum Bum cream is $10. The Luxie 3-piece flawless complexion brushes retail for $42. The waterproof eyeliner pencil is $5, and then the Ofra long-lasting liquid lipstick is $21. So it's 20, 40, 60. I mean, there's definitely over $100 worth of products in here, but it explains everything to you so you know what you're getting. It explains what the products are. It's not like you get it and you're like, huh? I don't know. So these are my Luxie brushes. They're very soft. I did open this box last night just because I was super curious. I was hoping to get this box yesterday early enough that I could do my video with it, but of course, like, that's the one day my mailman decides to be super tardy. So they're very nice, soft brushes. I think they're like, honestly, like, I like them. I like my Morphe brushes a little bit better, but they are soft. They're synthetic brushes, I believe. Let's see if it explains it. Precision Foundation Face Brush 660. Let's see, where's the numbers here? Trader, this is the highlighter brush, and then this is the Precision Foundation brush, and then this is the Duo Fiber Powder brush. So that's the 3 that you get. Perfect for applying both powder and liquid foundations to create a soft, diffused makeup look. The tapered highlight face brush is fluffy tapered brush, allows you to seamlessly apply your favorite powder highlight to the high points of your face or set your under eye makeup. The Duo Fiber Powder Brush, use under Ultra Soft Duo Fiber Brush to apply cream or powder makeup for a softer, flawless finish. Handcrafted makeup brushes with the high quality, soft synthetic bristles using hypoallergenic, vegan, and cruelty-free materials. So that is the Luxie brushes. And then also in here, I've been seeing this everywhere. I haven't actually used it yet. It's the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Bum Bum cream. It smells amazing, but I have not used it yet. It's just a weird thing to me. Like, I was told by the people at Sephora when I was messing around with it at the store, don't put it on your face. But it does smell like really, really good. So I am gonna be trying that out. I'm excited to have that. We got some Baddington lashes. They are in this little cute little box. We'll try those out. If I can find my lash glue out here, I will. Otherwise, I'll probably just do it off camera. I'm still a little like iffy with the whole lashes thing, getting them on my eyeballs. So I did get a pencil, but it came without the cap on, so I thought there was not a cap to it. There is. It was just in the box. It's Jante Bleu is the name of the company here, Jante Bleu. And it's charcoal 912 eyeliner pencil. So that's pretty cool. It's like we'll try that out today. And then you get the Ofra long lasting liquid lipstick. This is in the color Verona. Do a little swatchy here. It's a little dark for me. I don't know if it's gonna work great with the palette, but we'll try it out. It's worth a shot here. So my pencil got a little bit on my palette because it was shipped without the lid on it. Oops. So it does have a plastic protector that just fell out, and then this is what the palette looks like. It's got 4 shimmers and 4 mattes in it. But it's a cute palette. So I already did my base foundation. I've primed and moisturized my face. All of that good stuff is already done because we are focusing on, like, I wanted to use the box today. So I used, just so that you know, I used my my Tatcha Silk Canvas primer. I used that all over my face. And then I used, which I showed in my video yesterday, I don't know if it was one of the videos that didn't record or one of them that did. God only knows at this point. But I've been using the Revlon Photo Ready Pore Filling Primer. And guys, like, I love the Benefit Professional. This is exactly, it is a dupe. Like, I will straight up tell you right now, it is a dupe. Oh, also, by the way, like, clearly with 11 subscribers, this is not, like, none of the stuff that I use is sponsored. I've had nothing sent to me. I feel stupid saying that because, like, come on now, but, like, for realsies, like, there's nobody, like, doing anything for me to, like, whatever. All of the opinions are mine. Everything that I use because I really like it. So I'm just going to go in with this little, it's a little unique, Discreet is the name of it. It's just a little single shade. I like to use it all over my lid just to kind of, I do have my Unique Eye Primer on. I really do like it. And, but I find that putting a little bit of powder, you could just do this with like a face powder too. It doesn't have to be like an eyeshadow specifically. But I do find that like my shadows just blend out a lot easier by laying down a little bit of like skin toned powder first. You could use face powder, you could use whatever. I will tell you too, guys, I have ordered some of the ColourPop foundation stuff. I've been really wanting to try it because it's like, it's a more of a, like, people definitely, I think, consider ColourPop to be like a super affordable, but still the feel of a high-end kind of a company. So I have ordered the foundation and the setting powder and stuff like that. So we are going to be trying that on this channel, which I'm so excited about. All right, so I'm gonna go in with just a fluffy blending brush here. I'm gonna swirl it around in my little tin. I like to use this, it's called Clean Sweep. It's like a little spongy thing here. And it really does like pull all the color off your brush so that you don't get a lot of like, if you wanna use the same brush with a bunch of different colors, you certainly can do that. But back to my face. So what I used on my, oh, and don't mind that I have some blue eyeliner in my waterline. I went for a walk with the kids and I wanted to try to find, like, I've been dying to try the Urban Decay 24-hour Glide On eyeliner, and I saw that NYX makes a really good Glide On eyeliner. So I got one because I wanted to try it out. And I have showered, I am clean, but like for whatever reason, I didn't have any makeup on, so I didn't use a makeup removing wipe before I took my shower. And it definitely like, I washed my face and everything, but obviously you close your eyes when you wash your face, so. Yeah. So I also have been trying out, for those of you that know who Jackie Ina is, which like, come on, if you don't, where you been? She has an amazing YouTube channel, and I love her to death. Like, I get why people call her Auntie Jackie. She's awesome. But she likes to put on her powder underneath, like her setting powder underneath her foundation. So I tried it yesterday in the video that did not upload, and like I wasn't super impressed with it, but she was like, but then I was watching one of her videos last night, and she was like, I've seen people do this with a brush, it's not the same. You have to use a beauty blender to really mash it in. So I decided that I would retry it again today with my Hourglass foundation and see what I thought of it, to see if it makes a big difference with pores and stuff. I feel like, honestly, at least for my skin, which the thing about makeup is it's all very personal. Like something that could work amazing for one person may not be another person's favorite, and that's okay. That is okay. We're not gonna freak out about it. But I just feel like it just kind of added an extra step that like I didn't necessarily need to my makeup. I don't feel like it made my pores really any smaller or any of that kind of stuff. I feel like it kind of just looks the same. So personally, like, I mean, maybe if I just for fool around purposes, I might play with it, but like I might try it again, but I'm not like super wild and crazy about it. So I just took that first. I should show you guys what I'm doing, huh? That would probably be helpful. Hold on one second here. I just went in with this brown cocoa taxi color first, or it's like a mustardy orange color, and laid that down as a transition, and I blended it out, and now I'm going in with Tropico, and I'm adding some depth to my crease here. I did watch I went onto Instagram and kind of searched the palette to see like how people were using it and the looks that they were using. And pretty much like absolutely everybody that was using this palette, these were the first two colors that every single person used. So I don't love that there's not a mirror in it, because, you know, then I have to sit down and like use two palettes when I'm filming, but it's okay. I do like the color. It is super pigmented. It's going on nicely. It's not patchy at all, which I do also attribute to having, you know, I do recommend putting a primer on your face. I'm just going to take this down into the crease area and then down to the corner of my eye, just like that. And then we're going to go back and we're going to blend this again. Those of you that haven't been watching me for the last year on Facebook Lives, I am a blender. I like to blend. I have tried to just use like blending brushes type things to apply everything, and I still find that I like the way it, like the diffused look of still going back over with like a clean blending brush and just really blending everything out nicely. I just feel like it softens all those lines really well, because we don't want to have harsh lines anywhere. So I am dying to try this color right here. It is called El Malcon. It's like got this green sheen to it. As you can see, I stuck my finger in it already. It's like gorgeous. So we are going to take a brush and just kind of lay that down all over our lid. We're not going to do anything too crazy with like cut crease and stuff today. While I do enjoy that, we got places to go. Like you'll see as we get going, as you watch more and more of my videos, I get ready. I do my videos while I'm like getting ready for work. Look how pretty this green is. It's so gorgeous. Like, and it's got so much reflectiveness to it. I'm in love with it. I'm absolutely in love with it. It's like just enough where it's not like every other shimmer shade you've ever used. Like it's got just enough green in there to be a little different, instead of it being like the everyday like champagne or gold or whatever. Like it's just something a little different, and I think that's what I really like about it. And I've been watching a lot, you guys. I've been watching what's going on with the makeup industry with all the launches that are coming out, because we're getting ready for like fall launches, which sounds so crazy because like we're just in July, barely. But I'm really excited about some of them. Like I've never bought a ABH palette, Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, but I am like drooling over the new Norvina palette. If there is something coming out that you are dying to know, I would love to hear what it is in the comments below. Would love to know. But look, it's just so freaking shiny and reflective. It's gorgeous. Like, whew, I'm in love with it. Okay, so we're just gonna go back again with our clean blending brush here, and I'm just going to kind of soften that line in between the orange and the green. And then we're gonna deepen up this outer corner just a little bit. And then we're gonna play with some color underneath. You guys know me, like for my whole life, I'm 35 years old. For my whole life, I was always told like, oh, you have hazel eyes, so you should only be using, like, I took it as gospel, like you should use browns and hazels. That's what you should use for your eye color. So that's what I've just always used. And as I've been getting into and like playing around more with makeup, I've been playing around with a lot of colors, and I gotta tell you, like, my favorite, everybody does like the nude and like the nude smoky eye and whatever. I really am enjoying getting into some fun colors. So we're gonna go in with this brown color in the palette here, Cafecito, I don't know. I took like 2 years of Spanish like 50 years ago. So Spanish is not, I apologize to anybody watching. I mean, no disrespect. I just don't know how to speak Spanish. So because of my hooded eyes, I always angle my eyeshadow on this outer edge upwards. I never just go straight out with it. God, that's so pretty. It's so pretty. But I always kind of do it on an angle upwards this way to help give the illusion that my eyes are much more lifted up than they are. I'm just using a soft, I'll show you here, a soft angled brush like this. This one happens to be a unique brush. It is the this is the angled shader brush because it has a sponge end on this end. But I really like this angled brush for getting like that kind of cat eye shape to everything. I think it just makes it so much easier. And I'm not going up quite as high. I'm gonna blend this out so it won't be like a harsh line, but I'm not going up quite as high as what I did with the transition shades. I'm stopping a little before then, but this is gorgeous. This palette, like I would have paid the $20 for this palette alone. And then we still got all of the other products in this box. So I'm really excited. I know last month one of the items in the box was a Cover FX illuminizing, I think it was a primer. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little sad that I wasn't a part of all of this back in June, because like I really want to try that primer, and it's just such a good deal. Like I definitely did my homework. I did get Ipsy bags a long time ago. I guess not that long ago, but a little while ago. And see the difference though in blending? Like this is a blended side and then this is unblended, and you just see all those harsh edges. If you just take a clean blending brush, it doesn't have any extra product, nothing like that. And I'm just kind of wiggling it on where the edges all are and just kind of softening that up so that it deepens that outer corner, but it's not super harsh. I have no extra additional product on here at all. Like it's just a nice soft look. I love this eye. Love it. But yeah, so I wish I was a member of the whole BoxyCharm thing. I did do my research. There's like a whole, like, dudes, you gotta look up, if you like go onto YouTube and search BoxyCharm, like there is a whole following. Like it's almost like a color. I'm gonna take my Insta Age Rewind in the color Neutralizer, and we're gonna get that placed under my eye here. This is how I like to do my face makeup. I put my foundation on, and then I do my eye, and then I go back and I do my concealer and stuff. I like to do it that way because if there's any fallout, which you can see here, there is a little bit, just from me blending and stuff, things get a little bit messy. So if that happens, then you can just kind of clean it all up with your concealer and make it look nice and neat again and nice and bright. And it's a really great trick, especially if you're using like darker shadows, that kind of thing. It definitely helps to brighten everything up and keep it nice and clean looking. But I researched on YouTube, like I looked up BoxyCharm, tons of people, like there's like Instagram accounts that are like BoxyCharm sneak peeks and like people trying to figure out what's going to be in the next box and like all this crazy. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. But I watched, like, I wanted to see, like, what a couple months worth of everything was, because I didn't want to just be like, okay, well, so that month, like, last month was really cool, but then, like, all the boxes before that haven't been that great. I just happened to see a really nice one. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to really look into it. So I find with cream contour, not to go very far down the face because it does blend so much that if you use a cream contour and you go all the way down towards your mouth more, you're going to end up with where Megan knows words. Holy cow. I'm going to be setting it with like a bronzer anyway, with a powder contour. So I like to just be really easy with the cream and not get too crazy. So I'm going to take a brush that looks just like this. It is a double-ended sided brush. I'm going to take this side and I'm going to blend out that cream. I'm trying out something new. Usually when I put my under eye concealer on, I like blend it right away. But like I said, I've been watching a lot of Little Miss, I don't mean Little Miss Ina in like a disrespectful way. I think she's amazing. But I've been watching Miss Ina, and she likes to leave her concealer sit and like warm up on the skin for a little bit. Like to the point where I'm not gonna lie, like I get a little bit of anxiety over it because I'm like, oh my God, when is she gonna blend that? Like it's still on her face. So I'm gonna try that. I just am a little worried like how quickly the concealer dries, if that's gonna be something that I can let happen. I know she usually, I did watch a video where she finally tried the Maybelline. She is a beautiful woman of color, so she had not been able to try the Age Rewind with the rest of, you know, lighter skinned America because they didn't have the colors, and they finally came out with colors that she could try a few months ago, so she finally got to try it. And I feel like she said it dried a lot faster than what she's used to using, so we might have a little bit of a problem on our hands, but we're gonna try. We're still gonna give it a whirl. I really don't like to get too crazy with my nose contour. I talked about this a little yesterday. Like I will definitely pat it down a lot with my finger. I like to have the definition, so like my nose stands up off my face, because when you use, especially when you're using a good foundation, it's gonna turn your skin all one color because foundation is one color. So then you want to add some dimension and definition back into that, but I don't like it to get too crazy. Like, you know, it might look really pretty on Instagram pictures and whatever, but like in IRL, like, which is where I live in real life. I don't live just on Instagram. I need it to look nice in person too. So I don't like to do anything too crazy with like a super snatched nose. But I do like to give it just a little bit of definition after I've gone in and turned myself all one flat color. Know what I'm saying? And then that's why I really like to use this concealer too after the fact, because like you can just take this brush, especially with this sponge because it's got that flat edge on it, and you can like clean up this edge and make it like really stamped out and look really nice. And I kind of bring it up and blend it in. I actually kind of liked letting that sit for a minute. It kind of just got like a little dry so that you weren't just automatically, when you go to blend it in, it's not just automatically like squishing into the rest of your makeup and disappearing. So I did enjoy that actually. I might try to be a little bit more patient with my concealer. She actually cracks jokes on it on her channel where she's like, I know all of you are getting anxiety right now because I haven't blended in my concealer yet, my under eye concealer. I will. Why do I always poke my eyeball out? Does anybody notice that? I'm too Polish. I am a Polak through and through, but I really do like this Instant Age Rewind concealer. I think it does a good job. Like I was talking about yesterday, I have this like dark spots that show up, this one dark spot that shows up like right here. It looks like a fingertip bruise. It's so obnoxious. It drives me bananas, and I'm super duper like insecure about it. So I do like, I'm just gonna take my Laura Mercier powder here and we're gonna set this under eye. But I am like super duper insecure about it. I've been trying out lots of different types of concealer. I did not get the ColourPop concealer just because I have not heard fabulous reviews about it. And even though it was only a couple of bucks, I was like, I really like a full coverage concealer. What ends up happening to me too is sometimes, like with the Naked Skin, the Urban Decay Naked Skin, I like that concealer. But what ends up happening is, like, after a few hours, that dark circle starts showing through, and I hate it. I hate it. I really like to have a nice highlighted under eye, and I think that might, I'm sure, like, if I didn't really necessarily want that, I would have a little bit easier time covering up that dark circle, but I do like to have a nice highlighted under eye, so I want that all to stay nice and light. So I'm just going to take the La Mercier, and I'm just not really super heavy with the powder, but I'm stamping it into my like T-zone area, my oily areas, and around my laugh lines, just to help that makeup really stick and stay. But I'm not going to set my entire face because, like I said, I will be using some powders on my cheeks anyway. So, oh my God, you guys, I need to get some retinol in my life. I've been researching, trying to find a good like retinol product out there. I know The Ordinary has one that I've seen recommended. If you know of one that you've tried and you love, let me know. The other thing I'm looking for is a good eye cream. I am on the market. I'm on the hunt. Like, I'm just nervous because like those products can be so expensive, like ridiculously expensive. And I'm really nervous that I'm going to spend I don't mind spending the money if I know it's going to do what I want it to do. So I'm just really super nervous that I'm going to like spend the money and it's not going to do anything. I'm scared. I know Wayne Goss highly recommends this product. It's called Tight Eyes. And by like the way the pictures look, it looks amazing. And I don't get the feeling from him that he would recommend anything that he didn't really love. Like, obviously I don't know him in real life. I'm just taking a little bit of a highlight shade here from that palette. And I'll show you this like La Costa shade here. And I'm just I like to use my blending brush so that it's not like a white doesn't show up, but it's just like a little pop so that if the light hits it, it's going to reflect a little bit off of there. But I don't want it to show up white under my eye. I hate that. I'm not a fan of that at all. We're also going to be using this specific color as an inner corner highlight, but we will get there, my friends. We will get there. All right, so I'm going to take, where is that brush that I have been loving? All right, that is not it. Where is that brush? This is not the one. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. This is what happens when you have your children help you with all of your makeup stuff all the time, is they help you so much that you can't find things that you need. Which in turn oh, there it is. It's in the wrong place. It was with my face brushes. So this is the Morphe M321 brush. I am in love with this brush, and here's why. Okay, here is why. Because it is like a hybrid between a pencil brush and a blending brush. So it gives you that like really, and I'm gonna go in with Vanderino and Celia, and we're just gonna like, oh, you can't see what I'm doing. And I'm just gonna do this, and this is what we're gonna color the under eyes with. But I like it because it gives you that like the color application that a pencil brush would. However, it's still got a little bit of softness to it. So it gives you like a blend as well. It's not quite such a harsh line, but it's not such a big blending brush that like you end up with the color halfway down your face. Am I making sense? Look how pretty that is. Look how pretty this is. I like it. I like it. And you can purchase, from what I understand, like if you just didn't want to get like the Boxy charm, but you like this palette, I believe these, like the products that they use, as far as I know, like you can just go and purchase them on their own. You don't have to, it's not like only available in Boxy charm form. Like you can purchase it in a store. So if this Alamar palette is something that you like. It kind of reminds me of the Jueva's Place palettes a little bit. But like, I am in love with this color. This mixture of the green and the blue under the eye is just like that little pop of color that I was really wanting. And like I said, with this brush, you can bring it down under your under eye as much or as little as you want. So it's not like, I just kind of work slowly, but I like adding the color underneath my eye because I have smaller eyes, and I found that when I add color underneath my eye, not just on the top, because there's more surface area covered with color, it gives the illusion that my eyes are bigger than they actually are. So I'm going to dip back into this La Costa color that I highlighted under my brow with, and we're just going to pop that. I just used that little color swap thing, and I'm using the same brush. We're just going to pop that for some inner corner highlight and just really lighten this area up so we don't get too dark. This brush is just like, it's just the perfect size. It's just, look at how pretty that is with just a little inner corner highlight, just to kind of pull everything together so it doesn't look like too chopped up. But it's not so big that it like covers too much of your inner corner. Like, you really have control over exactly where you want the color to go. If that makes sense at all. But I am loving it. I think it's great. I think it's fabulous. So let's try. We are going to take that pencil that I got in the palette, in the box. We pick that back up again. And we are going to, I'm gonna contour and highlight with these brushes and see what we think of them. So this is that's the highlighter brush. So we're gonna take this powder one and I'm gonna contour with it. But first we're gonna start with that pencil that I got, the Jaunte Bleu. Jaunte Bleu. I'm just butchering all languages right now. That's my goal. I'm just trying to offend anybody that speaks language other than English. Oh boy. All right, and we're gonna go in the waterline here, and we're just gonna see how this waterproof eyeliner really works. I never ever used to use liner on my waterline. I would always put it underneath, like underneath my lower lashes. And it would get frustrating because I'd want to put color underneath my lower lashes, but then as soon as you apply a liner, that color just kind of disappears. So, and somebody recommended, they're like, well, why don't you put it in your waterline? And here's the real reason why I never did, because like eyeballs creep me out. I really like have a thing with eyeballs. They're really gross to me. Why does this not look like it's coming, any colors coming off? That's annoying. I don't love that. All right, let me try one of my other, maybe it would work better as like not a, what's the word I'm looking for? Not a waterline color. Or maybe I just got so much like, there we go. I was gonna say, sometimes I get like a lot of like shadow in my waterline, and then like the pencil just doesn't want to go over that like shimmer shadow. Is that working? Yes, it's starting to show up here. There we go. Some liner. All right. I feel like it went on okay on this eye, but then the other eye just kind of pooped out on me. That sucks. But yeah, so I'm super grossed out by eyeballs. They just, yuck. I don't like anything about them. So I never applied, like I could never wear contacts because I can't do the whole eyeball touching thing. But I wanted to try it because everyone was saying like, well, try lining in your waterline, especially with smaller eyes. It's such a good tip. It's such a good tip to line in your waterline, because it just like, you get that definition of the liner, but it doesn't take away or like make your eyes look smaller. And that's the thing you have to be careful of when you have small eyes, is you cannot go too crazy with the liner. If you make the liner super thick, you're not going to see any of the shadow, and it's just going to close your eye in. So this is a product that I've actually been loving. It is waterproof brow gel from Maybelline. It's their tattoo studio. Here's the thing I don't love about it. I don't love the applicator, so I do still use my brow brush, my brow artist brush, because it's much smaller and like very thin, if you can see that. This is what it comes with the product, and it's just too much. Like my eyebrows are too thin, and it ends up like making them way too big. Like way, way out of control too big. So I'm just gonna take, it does come with this little spoolie. I just dumped the entire Boxy charm. It's fine. I think I used just about everything out of it anyway. All right, so then I take my brow artist brush and I like dip into the product like this to get some on the brush. And a little bit goes like a very long way, so be careful with this. I start in the middle of my brow rather than at the front, because like it's tough to gauge exactly how much product you have on there. And I feel like if you were to just go in on the front of your brow right off the rip, like you're gonna end up with too much product. It's gonna be way too dark. But I do like this. It holds up nicely throughout the night. And it's nice and dark. I have it in the color, I will tell you in a minute. I have it in the color deep brown. I think I probably could go a little bit lighter with it, but... And then by the time I get to the front, I don't really want any, like I'm just going so light-handed, I barely am touching my skin, just to kind of give it more of a little bit of a natural look to it, because I don't want it to be too harsh at the very front of my face. Give myself a little bit more of a arch than I really have, you know, we make it work out. But see the difference? It's huge. And this does like, I haven't tested it for the 24-hour thing, but it does hold up really well in the heat with sweat and all that kind of stuff. It won't go like leaking down your face, and you won't end up like losing your eyebrows halfway through like your work shift or something like that. I've talked about this a little bit, but I'm a bartender, and one of the restaurant that I work in has several different bars at the same restaurant, but there's a tiki hut out back, and then there's a back deck bar, and then there's like the main bar. And a lot of times, because I'm new, they throw me outside, and we've had some like 100-degree days that I've been out there and been like ridiculously hot. But my makeup has held up really, really well. So I will say that I have not put any more product on, because I don't want to have too much on when I get to the front of my brow here. Brows are something I'm still definitely like working on getting good at. So like, don't come for me in the comments with my brows sucking. Like, I kind of get it. I already know. You don't have to tell me. I'm working on it. Everybody's got to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I went for a really long time without ever doing that. So here's another tippage I have for you. When you are doing your highlights, oh, that's what I lost though, is the brushes that I needed. Damn it. Where did I put that highlight brush? Highlight brush that fell out all over the place. This is the tapered highlight. Okay, so we're gonna take that tapered highlight brush, and what I'm going to do, oh, I haven't contoured yet. Let me do that. I'm all over the place, my friends. I'm all over. All over. This is the 8L. I want the 8H. All right, so I'm going to take my Morphe contour palette. This is what the outside looks like. It's dirty and well loved, so get over it. This is what the inside looks like. So you have the highlight shades over here and your contour shades over here. We're going to take that Luxie brush. This is the Precision Foundation brush, but I'm actually, I think, wait, is this the one I want to use? There was a third one, and now I don't know what I did with it. Now I don't know what I did with it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I want to take this one, and I'm going to dip in. I kind of dip into like these top two shades. Sometimes I get a little crazy and go with the bottom one. And we're going to contour our cheekbones here. That's pretty. I like the brush. It's not bad. But I like to go like up. Like, you don't want to contour too far down. Look how pretty that is. I really like this powder. I think it works really nicely. It doesn't get blotchy on me or anything like that. It doesn't pull my foundation up. I've tried some bronzers where like I don't understand, but like it just doesn't play well with others. And then you've got like this huge mess because wherever you've applied your bronzer, you suddenly have no like foundation underneath, and that really sucks. But I kind of like having this smaller brush to contour with, because then the contour stays more where you want it rather than it being like getting too crazy and being all over your cheek and having to clean up too much. You know what I mean? Like I always go in and kind of clean up that bottom line, but I kind of like, yes, cheekbones, yes. All right, and then we're gonna take some and set that cream under our jawbone here because we've had 4 babies and we don't like it to be super obvious, but you do want to make sure you're blending like down your neck. You don't want to have like that harsh, super harsh line on your jaw because you talk and you move and then it's going to be super obvious. So make sure you're blending down the neckage there. And I'm going to take my Morphe sponge again and I'm going to dip into my Laura Mercier powder, and we are going to kind of cut that bottom underneath that contour just to really get that line nice and sharp and keep it really light underneath because we don't want a 5 o'clock shadow. That ain't cute. 5 o'clock shadows. I mean, they are cute, but that's not what I'm going for right now. Maybe that's what I should say. That's not where I'm at with this right now. But again, I really like this straight line from the Morphe brush or Morphe sponge because it makes it really super easy to like do this kind of cutting in and it not like get all crazy. It's like a nice straight line. But I feel like I went up a little higher on one side than the other, so I'm just going to go up a little bit more on this side. All right, so we're gonna let that sit for a minute because it's super cute. And then this is a trick that I learned from Wayne Goss actually. So I'm gonna take this highlighter brush, we're gonna try it. I think I'm gonna mix Beam and Mirage. I love the highlighters in this palette. I think it's gorgeous. But we're gonna see how pretty that is. Like, it's just gorgeous. But we're gonna apply it before we apply the blush. To kind of give us more of a glow from within kind of a look rather than our highlight is just sitting on top of our blush. Does that make sense? So we're going to mix the Beam and the Glow. And you can be a little, you don't have to be quite so careful, like go down a little bit into where you're going to be applying your blush. Like it could be a little bit more of a broader line here. I'm a little nervous to use this though on my nose, if I'm going to be totally honest, because my nose is not that big. So I'm going to take a fan brush and I'm going to go into these 2 shades here and we're going to go down the nose with this because I just feel like that brush is going to be way too wide. There we go. There we go, there we go. And then we'll do the milk mustache look here. This highlight though, like I use every single color. I don't like some highlight palettes, you know, like you'll go to like, you'll get the palette, but then you only end up using like one color out of it. That's not been the case with my experience with the Morphe palettes at all. All right, so then we are gonna go in, I'm gonna take my Morphe R4 brush into my Physicians Formula Butter Blush. This is in the shade Vintage Rouge. And we are going to apply some blush now, kind of not totally on top of that highlight, but it's gonna kind of, so this way the highlight's gonna kind of push through from underneath the blush and give us a more like glowy look rather than just sitting on top of our blush. Does that make sense? I love this butter blush. It smells so good. It works really well. It hangs with me for my long hours at night, especially in the heat. Like I don't end up being like, oh my God, where'd my freaking blush go? Have you ever had that? Like, you put all this time and effort into putting your makeup on, and then by the end of the night, you're like, oh, well, you can't even tell. So I haven't applied any more product. I'm just kind of blending it more towards the apples of my cheeks. I don't go too crazy heavy on the apples of my cheeks because I want to give more of a lifted and up look. And I find that when you stick towards the apples of your cheeks, you kind of shut your face in this way. And if you focus more towards your hairline here and then slowly get lighter towards the front of your face, it gives more of a like up and lifted appearance. Try it out. It works super great. Okay? Okay, so now I'm going to attempt to locate my mascara and not drop my blush on the floor and break it into a billion pieces like all the rest of my makeup. Children have kids, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Until you want makeup to look nice. All right, so we're gonna add, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do the falsy lashes. For this video, I'm just gonna do the mascara. I might play around with the lashes and add them after. But like, I'm still very much a newbie when it comes to putting lashes on, and trust me, don't nobody want to see that. Like, it's a disaster most of the time. But I do want to try them out because they came with my box and I want to give everything a fair shot. So I will let you know. I'll give you an update in the comments, like what I think. But yeah. So I'm using Epic Mascara. It has been written up in like all of the beauty magazines as being like one of the most amazing mascaras. The reason I like it is it's not considered waterproof, but it is water resistant. So like, I find that it's much easier to get off at the end of the night. But like, I've definitely cried and not had my mascara running down my face. Like, I can sweat and it doesn't go anywhere. I can get like misted by like rain or something and it's not running down my face, but when I'm off, it comes off much easier. Like, I wanted to try out the Lash Paradise because I'd heard so many beauty gurus raving about it, and it was okay. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but like, the thing I hated the most is I haven't used a waterproof mascara in a long time since I switched to the Bic, and it was such a pain in the balls to get off. Like, the next day, even with using makeup remover, like, I still had residue on my face and on my lashes and stuff, and I did not like that one bit. I like it to come off when I want it to come off. Plus, like, things that companies put in their products to make them waterproof are not always the best for you or your face. So just be mindful of that little tidbit. All right, so the last thing we have to try, I'm just finishing up my lashes here, and then the last thing we have to try is the Ofra. I always want to call it Orpha, and I don't know why. I don't know why I want to call it Orpha. Not really sure, but I do. So the Ofra lipstick, if I could find where it fell, there we go. We are going to try this on. I've never tried an Ofra lipstick formula before. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. I do feel like this might be a little bit dark for this look, but we're going to go for it anyway. It's very smooth. It's not bad. It's actually not as dark as I thought it was going to be. Like, it looks much darker in here to me than it does on my lip. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. That is always a distinct possibility. And when putting on lipstick, you want to try to get as much of it on your face as possible. Pro tip! Just kidding. Just kidding. All right. And I don't care who you are, nobody has a cute lipstick face. Just nobody. Okay. There we go. There we go. That's pretty. It's actually very comfortable. Like, I don't necessarily feel like I have anything on. It's not like goopy or heavy or any of those things. So I do like that. I do like that. We're going to brush off this bake from the side of our face here. Clean that up. And then we're going to set it and forget it. And then we'll be done. All right. So I have been loving, let's see, I have the Urban Decay. We're going to use the Urban Decay All-Nighter. I have been loving that. I did try, check out the Scandinavia because I'm running out of this. Like, I got samples. I really, really like the Color Effects Luminizing setting spray. It has some glitter in it, but it doesn't like look glittery on you. It just makes you look like illuminated, and I really do dig it. But I'm out of that now. I've moved on to the Urban Decay All-Nighter. I'm almost out of that, so I'm trying Scandinavian next. Will be my next step. All right, so then the last thing that I like to do is take my beauty blender, my sponge, and just kind of press that into the skin. So it's not sitting on top, but rather like it's really getting on there, getting all that powder settled in so that we look a little bit more skin-like instead of looking quite so powdery. I find that it really helps. And we are done, guys. We made it through an entire video. Yay! Without like I gotta go. My babysitter called and is outside, and my kids are home an hour and a half earlier than I expected, and any of that stuff. So that's exciting. Yay, we did it. We did it. So that is my video for today, guys. Please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all the support. I really, really do. But let me know. Let me know what you do like about the videos, what you don't like. Help me, you know, because I want to curb this to be as appealing as possible to people, and I want to make sure that I'm doing things that people want to see. So if you have anything that you would love to see me review, or you have anything that like you have questions about, anything, let me know in the comments below. I definitely check them. It's not hard. I only get like 1 or 2. I'm not like a beauty guru that gets 10,000 like comments and can't possibly read them all. So I will definitely read them.